Hello, and welcome to my new moon in Gemini tarot card reading for June 2021. Isn't that amazing? 2021. Yeah, today's actually Tuesday and the new moon is on Thursday, but I have a busy week, so I'm going to do this today and share it early and create the meditation early and guide us into this beautiful energetic astrological portal. We have a new moon and an annular, I think it's called, solar eclipse, which I had to read what that means. It means that there's like a halo when the moon goes in front of the sun, and so you'll actually see like the ring of fire around the moon. It's super cool. So there's a lot of energy, a lot of potential. It's also doing something with the North Node, which apparently is about the future and something really cool about the future coming into our awareness. So lots of good stuff. So we're going to tune in and kind of feel like what's happening. My tarot card readings are very much leisurely. They are, I don't know, my way. So it may or may not resonate with you. It'll probably go about an hour. I put some music on in the background that is an hour-long track. It's called the 528 Hertz Transformation and Miracles. So you'll have that sound coming through to you with the speakers, and also holding the energy space and moving it for me too. So we're going to take our time. We're going to do some looking at what's happening. I have a few different card decks and I got all my water to drink. So settle in with me and let's see what is here for us. Okay, last month, let's look at that maybe. Last month, oh, and I'm in a new location. Do you like it? I'm sitting in my living room, dining room area with the map of the world behind me. Isn't that awesome? And then the stairs downstairs to my office and the living room over here. It's a gorgeous day today, super sunny. So you're getting a lot of light coming into this video, which I kind of enjoy. Okay, last month, the new moon was in Taurus, very grounded energy. The card for the individual now was New Vision. If you remember, it was about bringing in a whole new way of seeing our lives and humanity. The collective now was creativity, and that particular reading, they were interchangeable. Do you remember we kept saying, well, it could be individual or collective or individual, and it felt very merging. You know, you could pick which one you wanted to apply to your own journey. Highest possibilities for the next lunar cycle was consciousness. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but that is certainly what I have been seeing in my world, and so many of the people around me, just huge breakthroughs, awakenings, like consciousness, lightning striking on people. And they're like, what happened? What happened in my life? The wisdom from our guides was movement, which I didn't realize when I pulled that card from Deb's deck, that movement was also the theme in the other ones. And then there was so much connected to movement, physical movement, energetic movement, emotional movement. So you may have really felt that over the last cycle. And sometimes it's fun to go back and watch the previous one and just see how did it play out for you from when we did the reading until this next one, like what's actually shifted and does it match the guidance that we received. The other wisdom was 5 of Wands and then Taming the Wind. So you can go back and look at those if you would like. All right, enough about the past. We are here, new moon in Gemini. Gemini is very much about new ideas, lots of stuff going on. I'm a Gemini rising. It's very much about charging into the future and bringing the best of us that we can and creating all the time, talking. Geminis love to talk. So let's see. We're going to pull a card from... Where's my picture for you? The Osho Zen Tarot deck. And we're going to do, we'll start with the collective now this time. So we're going to do the collective now, the individual now. Bottom of the deck, nothingness. Let's just keep on moving. Nothingness is a very intimidating card to a lot of people. So let's just see. All right, the collective now. We're going to take the third card down. Totality, the collective now. Isn't that beautiful? The individual now is going to be the next third card down. Oh, innocence. We've had this one before, remember, with the praying mantis? You guys remember that? So we did collective now. This is the individual now, innocence. And then the third card would be wisdom from our guides. Creativity again. They are emphasizing this card. Isn't it beautiful? I love that. I love that. Highest possibilities is to take the energy from the individual collective now last month and apply it. Keep being creative. Isn't that beautiful? All right, we're going to dive a little deeper into these. What's wild for me, I don't know if you have also noticed this when I am doing the readings with you, we get some of the same cards, we have the same themes, but each time the card, there's something different about it. Like the card gives a different message, or, you know, shares a different color, or I don't know, new stuff comes through. And so I'm always fascinated at how that plays out. All right, so here we go. Collective now, totality. So I know there's a lot of light here, but notice what you notice first. So I'll see if I can bring it a little closer for you to see those people. Like perhaps even ask yourself, like, which of those three do you identify with or resonate with, or which is the position you least want to be in? Yeah. So I'm sure you can see this, but there are 3 trapeze artists that are suspended in midair. And it looks like, I'm going to try to point this out. This one here is the one who is holding this individual. Is that true? Well, it depends on which way you look at it, right? I see it as she's holding and they're swinging, and this one's trying to catch this one. So she has to choose to leap here. See how confusing it can be? And let go of that feet. Or it could be she just let go here and this one just caught her feet and now she's about to swing that way. So here's what I get from this card more than anything else. It's all about your perspective. It's totally about how you see everything. How do you see life? How do you see the players in this game? How do you see this card? What jumps out at you? Like everything is about your lens, which when we're talking about this as a collective card, how do I put this into words? The collective energy, all of humanity, is made up of 8 billion individual people. Plus, I think we're getting closer to 9 billion now. Every one of those, each one of the 8 something billion has his or her, their own perspective, their own life, their own story, their own journey, their own dramas, their own interests, their own priorities, their own desires, their own weaknesses, their own shit. Every single one of us has our own reality that we are living. And what happens in the collective energy is we all like bump up into each other. And sometimes the bumping isn't so nice. You know, it's like, you don't like that person. I mean, this is COVID, right? You don't like that person being in your space. So back up like 6 feet. And then we went to 3 feet. Mask up. Like everyone in their zone, because we actually don't like all this energy bumping into each other. It was one of the gifts of COVID, I believe, is that, and I'm speaking about like it's over, because actually it is, the pandemic is over. But when we were in COVID energy, like super intense, we were very aware of my space, your space, like my germs, your germs, my energy, your energy. And I feel like a lot of people coming out of quarantine and lockdowns, and many are still in lockdown. So I know this, I shouldn't say this is over. The pandemic is over. The collective stuff that is rippling out from the pandemic is not over. Anyway, when we are coming out of that, there's like a, right, this sense of it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming to suddenly be in each other's space again and have people, I mean, I don't know if you felt this when you're standing in line somewhere and someone gets a little too close to you. I'm hyper aware of it now. I'm like, back up, buddy. Like, this is my space in line. You need to move back 3 feet or 1 feet. We're very attuned now to the others around us. And so I feel like this card as a message for the collective humanity. Not even a message. It's like, it's representing, it's illustrating. This card is illustrating the collective energy, which is we're all kind of suspended in midair. Some of us are firmly in our power and we know when to let go and who we're letting go of and what we're doing and where we're going. And some of us are like just waiting to catch the other person or do the thing or swing this direction. And then there are those who feel suspended in midair. Like, do I let go? Do I trust that I'm going to get caught by this one? Am I just going to fall to the ground? And what's, this is what we don't know. What's down here? Are we above a net like you would see if we were like in a circus or, you know, doing some sort of performance? There would be a net, a safety net to catch us. Are we doing this from like, I don't even know. There's so many examples. Are we over water and there's a tree here and a tree here? And so this one's just going to do a big belly flop into the water. Is it ground? You know, is this one going to die if they're not caught? Like, we really don't know. And I feel like there's so much unknown at this time collectively. There are those who feel like they know, there are those who think they kind of know, and there are those who really just don't know. And there's so much coming into my head all at the same time. It's like, what do we focus on? What do we focus on? And which role do we want to play? And which story do we want to believe? And when there's 8 billion of us, is it the majority wins? Is it the minority gets to have a voice? Is like, you know, how do we make decisions collectively when there's so many with so many perspectives? And so I feel like there's a lot of this sort of bumping around and trying to figure it out and trying to discern, you know, as we gather information, as you watch my video, as you watch other videos on Instagram or YouTube, and you're like gathering information. What do we do with it? What do we do collectively? And so this card, there is a message. This card is illustrating the example. Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't say, look at the light. Look at the light behind all this drama that's playing out. There's light everywhere. Look at how the colors are actually reds and oranges, which are very much about rooted chakra energy, safety, security. This light is like the third chakra. It's this, you know, here I am in this reality, in this world. What do I believe and focus on? The brightest light is right at that part where they're about to connect hands. Either they just let go or they're just about to grab. But do you see how the brightest light is right there at that point of connection, that point of trust? And then all this purple energy down here, very much like third eye, you know, what do you believe? What can you see that is beyond this little illustration that's capturing what's happening collectively? Like, what do you do with this? What does it mean? Oh, this card's got a lot in it, huh? Totality is this message from Osho that says, be so in the present moment that you absolutely know what's happening here is all that matters. What's happening here is perfect. So if your belief is we're about to grab hands, we're about to lock in together and go swinging off in another direction into another reality, another dimension, another adventure. If you believe this to be true, your message of the collective is be so totally present in the moment that you grab the hands and you swing. Right? If that's your belief. If your belief is, let me rephrase that. The message of totality is believe that this is where your focus should be. And this possibility is going to happen, that you're going to connect in whatever way. If you are not total in your presence and you don't trust and you don't somehow send the message to that one to let go, you could end up grabbing hands here, but you haven't communicated to this one and now you're stuck. You're stuck swinging in the air. Like, what do you do? Right? And then there's a battle of wills. Or you could just not trust, not be totally present, and just sort of, touch hands lightly, but don't actually grip. And then you go swinging back into that reality. It's whatever you choose. It's like there's no wrong way to be in this illustration. There's 50 million storylines that could happen of what goes on. We swing this way, we don't. We try again, we get back down, we climb back up it's all just, it's just this human journey. And I think we get so wrapped up. I do it, we all do it. We get so wrapped up in like, this is all that I can focus on. This is all that there is. And the only true moment is like, be right here in this moment. Make the choice that makes you happy and satisfied and fulfills your soul in this moment. And you'll be guided into the next moment. And then you'll have another choice. And then you make a choice and you're guided into the next moment. And you could just like keep going, right? And there's just all these moments and all these choices. But if you're here, what I believe, if you are totally present in your human journey and you feel the possibility of this, you're so alive. You're so like here communicating, yelling, talking to the other ones. You're in this experience so fully that everything about you is here and alive and excited, because there's this thrill of the human journey happening. Like, wow, that's what this card is saying. Like, whatever story you write or choice you make, like, be here for it. Be fully in your body for it. Be fully in the moment of it. And then see what happens. Make another choice. It's funny that I just saw, and I've never seen this before. Look at the color. I don't know if you can see it. The color of this one in the middle. She's green. There's a purple one, a blue one, and a green one. It's the first thing I thought when I was looking at this is like, she's green. She's an alien. Like, she's suspended in midair. There's like alien playing with humans. So funny. I've never seen that before. So there you go. Have you seen the movie Wicked, or the show Wicked, like where she's all green? So good. Okay. Also card number 5. I think we talked about the 5th dimension in one of the last couple videos, very much about the heart chakra opening, 5th dimension of consciousness. If you don't know about it, I wrote a book. It's called One Day, My Soul Journey in the Gaia Tribe. All about the 5th dimension. You can read that. All right, here is our individual now. Oh, this card is so incredibly beautiful. Okay, so see what you see first. If you've watched these videos before, you're like, I've already seen this card, but look again, you might notice something different. Yeah, so all of his focus, and I'm going to say his, it's a representation of a master, of being a human who has mastered this thing that we call life and is just able to, like sit back and be in the bliss of a simple moment. It really is like totality. But totality, this one's up in the air and there's like 3 people and they're all trying to figure it out. This one is like down on the ground, white light everywhere, super peaceful, just looking at the praying mantis. Why? Because it would be amazing if a praying mantis sits on your finger long enough that you could actually take a look at it like that. Isn't that beautiful? I had a dream about a praying mantis, which is, I did a whole long thing about it in one of the other videos. You can scroll back and look. But praying mantis is a pretty cool, see if you can see it close up. Isn't that beautiful? What I noticed here, and I just noticed he's balding. Isn't that cool? But he's got like long hair and a long beard. I mean, he's kind of like a hipster, like a grown-up hipster. Okay, let's focus. So the praying mantis, what I see this time in the card is much more about the person than it is about what he's looking at. Like, I see his joy. Can you see his smile? I see how he's just like leaning back, doesn't look like he's worried about how he looks or if anyone's watching him. He's just happy in his body, he's comfy in his robe. I would imagine that's like some sort of wise kimono elder robe, but it could also be his bathrobe, you know, and he's just, or his bedtime robe. He's just sort of taking it easy. He's lounging, and a praying mantis just happens to hop up and entertain him. There's no TV. There's no screens. There's no phone in his hands. Have you seen those pictures that people take where it's like you're holding your phone? I don't know why I'm showing you. My phone cover is trash. I'm about to get my new one. Amazon orders, old phones. They just laughed at me at the store. But the point is, like, you've seen those pictures where people take a picture of someone holding a phone, but then they like take the phone out, and then it's just some idiot person with like their hand like this, but there's nothing in their hand. And so it looks really crazy. I don't know why I just thought of that, but I did. Oh God, the thoughts that come through when I'm sitting here with these cards. It's so fun. Anyway, he is not looking at a screen. He is just present with the beauty of nature in the world. He's happy. Yeah, I just feel like individually. So let's go back to the message. I get all caught up in the cards and I forget there's actually like a theme to this. So this was for the individual now. This is where my notes are, so I keep looking here. The individual now, the message or the illustration is, what if we get to practice this? And I feel like during quarantine last year, which it's been a year, you know, talk about cycles and new moons. Here's the new moon in Gemini, and last new moon in Gemini, we were just coming into summer here in the Midwest, and just coming out of quarantine, everyone was very much like, you know, sort of keeping their distance. We were in our gardens, we were cooking and planting, and like so much of humanity had slowed down that this was true for many people. Individually, we were bliss. We weren't really worried about all that. We were just happy. And so, is this true individually now? Are you still able to tap into just the simple joy of being present, of being so innocent? You know, I remember in the card description, it says something like, it's not that he's naive. It's not that he's ignorant. It's that he's just innocent and present and enjoying, you know, enjoying being a human and talking to a praying mantis and looking at the flowers around him and feeling satisfaction. That's what I feel from this card, like deep satisfaction in how he's living his life. So if you're not experiencing that, the highest possibilities that our guides would offer us of how to perhaps move towards that is this creativity card. So notice whatever you notice. I know we just looked at it last month, but you might see something different. Yeah. You know what I see right away is like all the white light in both of those cards, which is really cool because I was just watching a Santera video, a Libra video that a friend suggested, and it was all about white light. And we're going to have a theme here. And I wrote a book 2 years ago. Maybe, no, it was just, oh my God, it was just a year and a half ago. I wrote a book called Just White Light. And in the book, I describe how white light is actually made up of all of the different colors that combine to come back to white light. You have to read the book to understand, or like look into colors and you can see. But white light actually holds all colors within it. And so if this is wisdom from our guides, here's what I get from this message. When we allow creativity to flow through us, so all of this movement, I think last time I talked about creativity coming this way. But what if it's all of this creativity moves through us and then gets expressed back out into the world? We flow it out into the universe, into consciousness as white light. So all of our chakras, all of our creative energy, just all of this magic of being human, we allow that energy to move through us. And then it's a gift that we give back to consciousness, to humanity, to the universe. Like, how cool is that? Well, this card also, the message would be the highest possibilities for the next lunar cycle if the current experience is totality, being fully present. Actually, that was white light too, wasn't it? If this is where all of our focus is on, this bright white light here is on that point of connection between these two people and choosing to do whatever you're going to do, swing that way or swing that way. If white light is at the focus, white light surrounds this master who's just so happy and present, then our wisdom from our guides feels like it's continuing the same message. It's like, just allow yourself to be in the beauty of all this white light and all this color, and creativity flows. I mean, does creativity flow because we tap into white light, or is creativity flowing through us and then we tap into white light? Like, I don't know which happens first. Does it matter? Like, if you start being creative, you'll move into this energy. If you allow this energy to move into you, creativity will flow. And so I feel like it's all just one beautiful experience. I mean, I know not everybody agrees that the human journey is bliss and awesome, but it really is. It really is. Okay, so we're going to do some wisdom from our guides. And I have 3 decks for you. So the first one, oh, did I? Yeah, that's all Osho. Okay, so you saw that one. The Vine of the Mystic by my friend Deb in Australia, who is really working hard to get out of lockdown, because man, oh man, Australia, y'all are in it. So I am sending big love your way. And also trusting, you know, there's method to the madness that is humanity. There's something that happens when 8 billion souls agree to come play in one small, tiny blue atmospheric planet. Like, what did we think? What did we think, that we would just have our own way and 8 billion, the other 8 point something billion would just let us do whatever we wanted? Like, this co-creation thing is real, and sometimes it really helps us to activate our throat chakra, which, you know, new moon in Gemini. let's all like clear the throat chakra, which, by the way, throat chakra, in case you don't know, goes from here to like here. And then heart chakra goes from like here down to underneath your breastbone. So there's a lot of like space for energy to be moving around right now, and creatively being shared with the rest of the world. So I encourage you to, I don't want to say find your voice. That sounds like people have lost their voices, and that doesn't feel true. I don't think you lose your voice. Even when you have laryngitis, you're not losing your voice. There's this, like, we're going into health for a moment, but, you know, go with me. Laryngitis, I used to have it a lot years ago. Laryngitis is, I have so much to say and I don't want to say it, so I'm going to stuff it down, and then I won't be able to speak. And there's like, you know, that little tiny voice, my man voice. My kids loved it when I got laryngitis, because I couldn't yell at them. I couldn't do anything. I just had to be like, you learn other ways to communicate very powerfully when you have laryngitis. But laryngitis is, it's not losing your voice. It's, I have so much to say. I've locked it up in here, and it's just going to like, right? People with laryngitis, and I know because I've had it, are mad. They're not lost. They're pissed. And so there's this thing that happens. That was really like scary for a moment. What is better? Is it better? It's not that it's better. All of it is a teaching, right? Like laryngitis taught me how to express my voice and not stuff things down. So it's not that it's better or worse. A more pleasurable experience is to allow energy to move and to express, even if you're just expressing it to yourself in front of your mirror or your video camera, and you delete the file, or you know, just walk out of the room. It's energy that gets to move, energy that gets to be released, and then it's not stuck and trapped inside of you. That is creativity. It's flow, it's movement. And that is a healthier way to live, to be blocking that energy and locking it into your throat. And then, you know, laryngitis is extreme. Maybe it's just you know, aren't saying a lot, or aren't saying what you want to say. Maybe that's more like it. Maybe you aren't expressing your truth, your full range of emotions and energy. Maybe you've kind of closed the space, you know, squeezed it a little bit, and so there's a narrower tube through which that energy can flow, and then you're choking on your words, or you're biting back your words. Energy doesn't like that. Energy is constantly about movement, and the more you can trust how you flow with it and find creative expressions for it, even if they're creative expressions that you just keep for yourself and you don't share with other people, allowing it an outlet, the energy now can keep moving. And so your body stays healthy and strong. Your soul has expression. Your mind isn't trying to figure out how to lock everything down, and your whole system becomes more fluid and, I believe, much healthier. Wow. So new moon in Gemini, it's all about communication, throat chakra, apparently a little bit of heart chakra work, healing. So we're going to pull, I don't know, Deb, what do you think? Let's pull card number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So good. I swear, from wherever she is, she knows exactly what is happening as I make my videos. Go within. Notice what you notice about this card. Yep, and then let's see what Deb has to offer. It's card number 4 too. That's so good. For whoever a number 4 is looking for sign. Okay. And keep in mind too, we're at the, what's it called, the dark moon, the dark phase of the moon, right before the new moon as I make this video. And that is definitely a time to go within. So here's what Deb says. Quiet time is needed now. Create a tranquil space. Be alone with yourself. Now is a time for deep meditation and introspection. A seed that was planted inside you a long time ago is now beginning to mature. All you need is available in the quiet. Time to just be is required now. A potent pause. The answer is within. Excellent, excellent wisdom. So good. You should order your own deck. Why? Because I love them so much. Oh wait, I'm going to keep that out in case I need to show you again. All right, so here's the other piece I would add, since we were talking about throat chakra and then this card was pulled. When I used to get laryngitis, I'll make it about me. When I used to get laryngitis and I couldn't speak, I was very aware of my thoughts. Like I would be hyper aware of what I wanted to say but couldn't say. And so my mind would like roar because I couldn't say the words, and I'd be trying to think like how else to express it or how to move the energy, but not realizing that's what I was doing. So if your throat chakra feels tight or closed, or your heart is like this, or, you know, this current collective reality is literally making you crazy, go within. Go within. Just get super quiet and still and close your mouth. You know, put tranquil sounds like I've got on through your ears that'll kind of bring you back into the space of peacefulness and calm. And when you do that, right, this is the heart chakra coming into that namaste. It's like, okay, if I'm just right here, what's happening? What's happening inside of me? What's happening in my body? What's happening in my throat? What's happening in my heart? Like, am I even in my body when I get still and I come all the way in? Like this one here, she's in her body, but it's like probably that heart beating, right? It's like a really cool experience. This one, definitely in the body, so present, so in the moment. Go within. Go within. What happens when we do that, I believe, and I found for myself, is clarity comes, and then you know what words you want to say, you know which people you want to talk to, you know which people you want to spend time with, you know what you want to do with your day. Like in those quiet internal moments, you do find the seeds of what it is that was planted ages back that's ready to be fertilized now, and then you can choose, right? What do I want to put my time into? New moons are always about new beginnings, and we get this fresh start every lunar cycle. Like, you got another whole month. What do you want to do? I mean, we have it every day, but lunar cycles, like, you've got a whole new month. You've got this whole new tarot sign, not tarot sign, astrological sign. Like, what do you want to do with it? Tap into the energy, astrology. I mean, astrology is just so powerful. Okay. Light Seers Tarot. This deck has been just speaking to me lately. It's been so much fun. All right, we are going to take the top deck. So this is more wisdom from our guides. So our guides said, go within. And Deb, they said, go within. And then the Light Seers deck. Look how beautiful this card is. All right, I just want to type. This is me. This weekend, we leave for the beach on Saturday. So sayonara, see you later. Wisdom from my guides. They're like, go for a walk on the beach, lady. Like, you need a break. Oh, that's so fun. All right, notice what you notice first. Anything that jumps out at you? All right, so here's some of the cool things that I see, like right away. Where's she walking towards? Like, she's walking right towards that light. Isn't that cool? I mean, different decks, and yet exactly the same, right? It's almost like, how do I do that to show you? Now put this forward. It's like she's walking to this, you know, like all of this beautiful magic. The other thing I notice are all these little like lights, orbs that are sparkling around here at the bottom. So it's like, when I look at this, I think, well, she left behind this cup with fire in it, you know, shouldn't she be looking to see what the treasures are that are in here? But it actually feels like she, I just talked about this in Instagram recently. I posted a video at the full moon, and it was based on a video I watched by Allison Coe, and she suggests doing a ritual at the full moon where you let go of the things that you are done with. Like she suggested, write on a piece of paper, what are you done with, and what is it that you want to create or fill that space with instead. And so that's kind of what I get from this woman here. It's like she just burned what she is done with, and she's like, leave that behind. I'm going to go take a walk and see what this white light is all about. How awesome. Yeah. You know, I noticed she's kind of like hippie, bohemian, fun. She's got like a little, looks like a, maybe that's her hair, but it also looks like it could be one of those little ribbon things wrapped around her headband. She's not carrying anything. Nothing, no suitcase, no drinks, no phone. I have a feeling I'm going to do a lot of no phone time while I'm at the beach, because that message is coming through very clearly from my guides. Like, put down the phone. It also looks, I don't know if you guys noticed this, it's like there's this edge to the card, almost like we're looking through at a scene on a stage, or, you know, maybe it's the same thing. Like I talked about how there's so many storylines with this, you know, which story do you pick? It almost looks like we're watching her on set or in a movie or on a stage, and this is the scene that's being drawn. And so she's going to walk on a beach and go find the light, and she's going to leave her bucket of stuff behind her, and all the white light little orbs are dancing and celebrating. It's like we get to watch it as a separate experience. What what I get is this message, and so I share it with you, is I'm putting myself into the picture. I'm putting myself into the storyline. And so I feel like the wisdom from our guides is also what story, what image, what movie do you want to create in the next lunar cycle? Draw it, visualize it. If you're going to have this experience where you're done with stuff and you've burned the old ways because they're just no longer in alignment, what are you moving towards? What would you replace it with? Maybe yours is like mountains and trees, and maybe it's a big festival, lots of people. Maybe it's just one beloved under an umbrella with a Mai Tai in their hand. You know, maybe it's a whole collection of animals. Like, I don't know, what's your image that you would put in here? For me, this is good. This is the perfect card for me to pull from wisdom from my guides. I'm like, go to the beach, take a walk towards just white light. Yeah, I'm on my way. Yeah. So fun. It's actually the sun when I look at it close up. It's got a reflection, but when you look at it, it's like the sunshine. It's like she's walking towards the rising sun or the setting sun, whatever story you want to create. It's so good. I do feel like I want to read to you from the book because Eight of Cups. Of course, I open right to it. Isn't that perfect? Oh, so good. Here, I'll read you a little message. This is extra wisdom from our guides. All right. Eight of Cups from the Light Seers Tarot. She has released her last cup into the sea, and her bowl burning ceremony is over. Is it time to walk away from something in your life? Choosing your sacred dream, especially when you're feeling disappointed, is one of the biggest acts of self-love that you can enact. When you take that very first step, you begin to choose yourself. There is nothing more healing or more powerful. Find your resolve and untether any anchors that are holding you back. Although your disillusioned heart may require some TLC, you can realign your path by shedding outgrown expectations. That word, expectations. I mean, that word has destroyed relationships, hopes, people, ideas, beliefs, guilt, or ways of being. Let me restate that for you. Although your disillusioned heart may require some TLC, you can realign your path by shedding outgrown expectations, hopes, people, ideas, beliefs, guilt, or ways of being. If you find yourself exhausted or confused or jumping from thing to thing, know that you are entering a mystical period of intense shifting, and that releasing old stories will help you to travel lightly. Go in the direction of epic dreams, happiness, and greater meaning. Epic dreams, people. Epic. So good. And then the mantra at the end is, I walk away from negativity and I choose myself in a rebellious act of self-love. Hey, hey, hey. How about that? Eight of Cups. When I was hearing the words expectations and old story, it reminds me of the Trevor Hall album. I don't know if you guys have listened to it. Blue Sky Mind, Blue Sky. It's his latest album, but he's got a song in there called Without Expectations that is amazing. He also has one called The Old Story. It's about letting go of the old story. Amazing. So maybe check out that album if this resonates and you want to create new dreams. That'd be a great album to listen to. All right. I have no idea how long we've been going, but one more card. And also, I'm about to go to the beach. Time? What is time? An hour? 2 hours? It's all just such a gift to be here with you. Last card. Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. I have to tell you, this deck kind of scares me a little because I know how much mystical information is in these. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Like this card deck doesn't scare me. I love this deck. I love the images. I mean, huge shout out to Chris Ann. She has another deck also, which I watch on Santara's videos, but I haven't purchased it yet. But oh, just like how real they look. You know, you can put yourself, or I can put myself into it. It's probably more for females or those who identify as female because it's so much about women, but it's beautiful. Anyway, mystical shaman deck. I mean, this is that's so funny. This is the one from last month. Just look at how much stuff is in the cards. I mean, you gotta really sit with these cards. I feel like when I pull cards here, each one of these, I mean, buy the Osho deck, buy Deb's deck, buy all these decks, you know, sit with whichever ones resonate with you, but sit with the cards. They are so filled with wisdom and guidance and beautiful energy and love. You know, someone who creates a card deck, they've poured their heart and their soul and creativity into making something. They've done this. They've tapped into their own creative flow, and then they give us these incredible offerings that we get to play with and translate energy with. So, you know, yeah, I'm just feeling lots of gratitude. So this deck scares me a little because I don't fully know how to translate it. That's not even true. I know how to translate it through my lens. That's funny. Why does it scare me? I just know how deep it is. I know how much the cards can activate. It's not that I'm scared of it. This is funny. Why is this something I want to share with you? But these are very powerful cards because they tap into so much, so many old ancient wisdoms and civilizations, and you know, the sacred geometry in them, the power of what they tap into. This deck in particular is so rich, and sometimes power is misinterpreted or misused, or someone misses it. You know, like there's this incredible card that, you know, is pulled just for you, and you look at it and you're like, oh, and move on, and like, I think that's more what I'm feeling. It's not that I'm scared of the deck. I have all these emotions about what is held in here and how that power and information can be received or not received, or used, or, you know, abused. And so it's a very sacred deck. Maybe that's the right way to say it. It's a very sacred deck, not scared, sacred. And sometimes sacred is not fully received or understood by those with whom it's being shared. And so the exchange doesn't translate. And yeah, it's not that it makes me sad. It's more, it's like a missed opportunity, you know, or it's like the gift isn't fully received by the one. Like there's a gift being offered and it's not fully received by the one it was given to. And so then it just sort of aches a little. It's like that. It's that kind of a feeling. New moon in Gemini. Communication all over the place. Like new moon in Gemini energy. There's so many thoughts and feelings and emotions, and I just want to share all of them with you. And so you're just taking a little journey through my mind with me. Okay, so let's pull, we're going to stick with number 8. Let's pull card number 8. This is wisdom from our guides. Upper world. Upper world. This is so where I love to play. It's so funny right now because I feel like my guides are just giving me messages. So, you know, you guys get to receive, but they're telling me, go within, go to the beach, and hang out in the upper world, Viv. That's what I'm getting. My guides are like, go already, go on vacation. Card number 59. Look at that. Wisdom from our guides. Okay, here. What do you notice about this card? Anything that jumps out at you? going to bring it closer and see if you can see right at the center of that, like what that is. So a couple thoughts from me about it. What I noticed, so there's lots I noticed. So clouds, portal, moon, wings, those orbs again, those orbs from down here, those sparkles of light. In my book, I call them dancing lights. And One Day Gaia's Gifts, I call them dancing lights. Energy that's moving so fast that our human understanding of it can't quite capture it. And so it looks like fireflies or orbs or whatever, but dancing lights is what I call them. Anyway, so here's the clouds, but what I notice, I don't know if you guys can see this, it looks almost like we're underwater, and this is like seaweed or coral, or, you know, like all the underwater plant life connected to the bottom of the ocean. It's almost like this bird or energy, and this almost, Star's gonna bark. Hold on, I'm going to pause for 1 second because he's about to lose it. We have a delivery guy coming. Hang on 1 second. Okay, we're back. The delivery guy just brought, guess what? My new phone cover. Talking about instant manifestation. Actually, I ordered it a while ago, but isn't it funny? It showed up as I was talking about it today in this video. Anyway, I saved you from Star's very defensive, I'll protect my mom at all costs bark that wakes you up if you are even slightly asleep. Okay, so I feel like we're under, so here's the clouds, here's this portal, and then this one is bringing in this, whatever this is, into this like underwater world. But it's called the upper world. So it's so interesting. There's a great song called Breathing Underwater that my friend Mike loves that I have started playing, and it reminds me of this card. It's like being immersed in the water realm, which represents emotion, subconscious, flow, right? Flow. So what is happening? Let's see if we can look like what is this? Do you see how many sparkling dancing lights are around this? And is this a person? Is this like what, an animal, an owl, like what, an eagle? Like what is all of this that's happening and all of the energy that's coming? I feel very much like it's coming towards us, but perhaps it's actually the back view of someone going out, you know, from this watery realm, out the portal into the universe. It's funny too, because I've got my doors and my pathways and my light. It's like, are we coming in? Or are we going out? It's like, which way do we choose? Back to the same old message here, right? What's your perspective? What's your story? What does it mean to you? I guess if it's upper world, it probably means you're going out to the portal, but I don't read it that way in this moment. I read it as all of this is being brought right here, is being brought into our reality. It's manifesting, which seems to be the message also with, you know, the phone cover case being delivered, the actual message from my guides to me, which is go to the beach. Put yourself into this image. What is it you want to manifest and create, and do that thing? I forget what I don't have it, the description. It was like, leave the negativity behind and step into your dream, articulate your dream, use your throat chakra, your heart chakra to create the life that you want to live. And so maybe that's this. The message is, when you're clear, maybe this is your dream. When you can focus on it, when you can clarify what's in here, all of the upper world energy will bring it right to you. Okay, that's cool. That's a cool message, isn't it? Like, clarify what this is to you. Look at all the sparkling lights. Clarify what your thing is that you want to, what, like, see these little edges around? What if that's this, the edges? And this is what's sitting right, this picture is what's sitting right in the center here of that little orb. And so our guides are saying, because this card was wisdom from our guides. Our guides are saying, so what is it that's in here? When you get clear on it, we're going to bring it right to you. We're going to bring it from this reality, this upper world, and we're going to deliver it to you. It reminds me of the Harry Potter movies where all of the owls like fly in and they deliver the envelopes and the messages and they bring all the stuff. It's like, what do you want? What do you want? And, you know, can you be courageous, brave enough to express it, to ask for it? What do you want? I want to go to the beach, and I'm going to go to the beach. I want to go within, and so I'm going to spend some time within. And I totally want to hang out in the energy of the upper world and manifestation and play and magic. I love how there's the theme of the blues too. Blue is very much throat chakra, right? I keep doing this, but throat chakra again. Your nose, your ears. Did we talk about your ears? Like throat chakra is, what are you hearing? What are you allowing? What messages are you allowing to come into your consciousness, your awareness? If you're feeding, God, we're really on the throat chakra. If you're feeding your ears with, you know, static, anger, projection, whatever, if you're feeding your ears with that, that energy comes into your throat chakra and it has to do something. So out of your mouth comes what? Kindness, compassion, love for humanity? Probably not. What comes out is like, bleh. I don't have a picture of it, but not pretty. Or you stuff it inside and then we get that like blocked throat thing. Or you swallow it and it goes to your heart. And then all of this is sitting in your heart. You don't want that. I mean, maybe you do, but you don't have to have that. So again, it's all about your perspective. Is it coming to you or is it going out? Is it what you're hearing that is fueling what's coming out of you? Is it what you're bringing in, what you're swallowing? You know, throat chakra is also like, what are you feeding yourself? What are you nourishing yourself with? What air are you breathing into your nose? And all of that is moving around this space too. So there's a lot that happens in this throat chakra. I feel like the wisdom from our guides is pay attention and get clear. Do you know what your dream is? If you know what this is, so I just realized this. Of course, what music did I choose for today as I focus on my dream of going to the beach, which is going to happen this week? The Manifestation and Miracles track, it's ocean waves. What am I feeding into my ears? Ocean waves. What's coming out of my mouth? Joy, bliss, ocean time, beach time. That video by Sand, she's so cute. She's like, yeah, and then, you know, you're just gonna go to the beach. Like she literally said it in the Aquarius or the Gemini, I can't remember. I watch a lot of Sand videos, as you can probably tell. I lost my train of thought. Oh, and then she said, something's going to happen, but she's like, but you're at the beach. You're gonna be at the beach. And I'm like, yes, I feel that. I feel that. Something beautiful, this manifestation, because I have one dream, my first dream, the outer edge of my dream is to go to the beach. But behind this dream, oh, there, the world. Where's my finger point? The world. Like that's my bigger dream, right? My bigger dream is this beach first and then the world behind that. And so if I'm in the beauty, well, my first dream was new phone cover, delivered. Beach, delivering. What's the next one? What's the next one? And then what's the one behind that? And what's the one behind that? You know, when we live in this moment of totality, trusting, like, what's the next thing that we're going to be reaching towards? Are we going to get caught by the universe and receive it? Yes. Yes. Believe it. Ask for it. Use your throat chakra. Express what it is you want. Here it is. The universe will deliver it to you. I don't even know if it's the universe. It's like your own consciousness will deliver it to you. You, the soul that knows you want to go travel the world and do amazing things with humanity. That soul is like right at your back going, okay, are you ready? The first thing you want is the phone cover. Second thing you want is the beach. Are you ready for that? Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. How do you want it to play out? What do you want it to look like? The more I express and clarify that, let's go. Right? So I brought my books up a couple times, which I wasn't aware I was going to do. Or I would have had show and tell. I would have had my books here and like shown you the books, but I didn't know we were going to talk about the books. Yeah, my books are, I have 3 that are me, my story, and then I have one that is about autism and art and creativity. One that is about creativity. It's for children. Well, it's for adults, but it's created by children, and it's called One Day Gaia Grows Up. But the other books I wrote are the upper world brought into a manifested form, a book, a collection of stories, my story, other people's stories, and then this beautiful, like this beautiful expression from my heart, from my soul, from my throat, right? Like here it is in writing. What's the next level for me? Guess I have to speak the books, express the books, and then go travel the world and talk about the books. Book tour. Okay, that's the next one. I'll claim it here. Book tour. Except book tour is sitting down and chatting and, you know, stuff like this where we get to play. And it's so much fun. Except here's what I want to add to my next manifestation is like conversation, not just me, my guides, my consciousness expressing to you, but like you expressing back to me. That would be fun. I'll put that into my next manifestation. But first, I gotta go to the beach. Okay, so yeah, you already know, I already covered all this. I'm going to go make a meditation, a new moon meditation that's going to be about 30 minutes, and it will be put to the same soundtrack that we were listening to, the Transformation of Miracles music. So if you are not into guided meditation, maybe just look that song up. I'll put a link to it in the description below. Just listen to the music for an hour. It calibrates your body to a beautiful frequency, and then you have the ocean music. And in that quiet space, even if you can't do it for an hour, if you can just sit, listen to that ocean music, the Transformation of Miracles for 10 minutes, and just come into your body and feel what's happening. See what's going on in that throat chakra. Is there something you need to say or share? And then do that thing. If you like guided meditations, I am fabulous at them. And it's actually more, I would call it, my friend just told me this. She's like, quit calling it meditation. She's like, what you do is like embodiment, energy healing embodiment work. And I feel that. It's like I bring this energy here into the body and soothe, because man, it's a lot right now. It's a lot. So I'll put the link to that meditation also in the description if you want to tune into that. It's $11. Yeah, and if you're looking for community, I have an amazing space that I call Viv's Energy Gym, where we do this, you know, except it's 2-way, 3-way, 14-way in each class. That's the max we'll have in a group. Yeah, send you lots of love. What is the song that started playing? We must have gone over an hour. Ganeshaya. I will put that song link also for you. That is a beautiful song. It's all about removing blocks and obstacles in your path. So I'll put that link there if you need it. All right. Happy new moon. I'm beach bound.